How you doing, all you beautiful sons of bitches? It's your boy Backseater here, and today we are reacting to Doomcock and his review of fucking Skeleton Crew. Now you might be asking, "Oh, Backseater, why are you reviewing one of Doomcock's videos? Don't you like Doomcock?" No, he's a Disney shill, and I'm about to fucking prove it in this goddamn video. Because he is one of them motherfuckers who constantly sells hopium to himself and to his fucking fans that Star Wars can be saved under Disney if they just let Favreau run everything. Look, Favreau is only useful for managing the fucking books, right? Managing the fucking their bank account, right? He should be their money guy. He should not be writing anything. He should not be directing anything. That's just it. He should just be on fucking finances and just be a producer in that sense, right? He should not be writing or directing anything, okay? The Mandalorian is not a good show. Let's get that fucking straight. Mandalorian is not fucking good. And if you think it's good, you're a moron, okay? So, with all that fucking said, it's like he's just one of them and Doomcock just sits on his ass just saying it's like, oh, Kathleen Kennedy's totally gonna get fired soon, guys. Favreau's totally gonna retcon out the fucking sequel trilogy and all that, and he's not going to. He's fucking lying as he sits there with his buddy Cameron Pasha and Sparrow and whatnot. So, whatever. Let's just see what the hell he thinks about Skeleton Crew, since that's the pertinent shit here. So already I'm not looking forward to his thoughts on this shit, because I know Favreau's involved.
Greetings, my friends. I want to thank you all for subscribing. I want to thank all of my...
Don't subscribe to this fucking man. He is a fucking Disney shill. Disney shills don't deserve subscribers.
Channel members for supporting me in this endeavor to save pop culture. And if you are not subscribed, please consider supporting this channel.
If your mission is to save pop culture, you're failing, Doomcock. You're failing.
We need you. Thank you.
Oh, piss off.
And so at last, my friends, here is my review of the first 3 episodes of Star Wars Skeleton Crew.
Yay.
In a way, I'm glad it took me a while to get to these reviews, because a major shift happens in the 3rd episode, and that shift is Jude Law. Here is my evaluation.
What shift did fucking Jude Law bring? What the fuck are you on?
Of the good, the bad, and the ugly of the first 3 episodes
of this series.
Ugly.
There is no good.
The first episode signals that Skeleton Crew is going to attempt to recapture the magic of the original Star Wars Episode 4 by doing a ton of callbacks.
They're not fucking callbacks, Doomcock. They're fucking... It's just this. It's like, here it is. It's like, oh yeah! You remember that climactic-ass confrontation of, like, fucking Luke versus Vader? You like that? You remember when you were a kid and you were playing with their action figures? You remember all that? Here, it's just like your childhood, right? Like our show! Like our show, damn it! That's basically what it is. It's just fucking key jangling. That's why all the fucking Disney shills say that this show made them feel like a kid again. God damn. It's like, who the fuck wants to be a kid again, honestly? I was a kid at one point, and when I was a kid, life sucked. I'm happy I'm an adult now, because now I get to do whatever the fuck I want. Provided it's legal, of course. But either way, it's like, you get what I'm saying, it's right? I don't want to fucking feel like a kid again when I watch fucking Star Wars. I just want to be fucking entertained. That's it.
Literal and stylistic.
It's not even entertaining, either.
The opening shot is a callback to the opening shot of A New Hope, when the
Rip
camera
off.
tilts down past a moon towards the action as a large ship enters the frame. And even though it is not literally the same shot, it was engineered to feel the same.
Yeah, exactly.
A ship on the run
Rip
enters
off.
the frame, and it's evocative of an early version of the Rebel blockade runner that was transporting Princess Leia in the original. The ship is pursued by a much larger pirate ship that aggressively boards and raids it. As we hear clanking on the outside of the ship, An armed crewman aiming his gun, getting ready to repel the pirates, looks around at the clanking sound, exactly like they looked around in the original Star Wars, waiting to be boarded. Then we see the werewolf guy from the Mos Eisley Cantina who fires off a few shots, and then guess what? A masked villain strides onto the ship, just like Darth Vader did.
You guys see what I mean when I say that Silvo's mask is just Revan's mask, but with a tricorn on it, right? You see that?
And then he interrogates a prisoner, holding him by the neck, in a very similar dialogue to Vader's when he asks, "Where are those transmissions you intercepted? What have you done with those plans?" Only in this case, this pirate is asking about the vault, and the guy protests, "We're protected by the New Republic. We have no credit shipments. This is a bulk freighter." Just like the strangled guy in New Hope says, "We intercepted no transmissions."
Yes, we know. We've all seen A New Hope.
We're on a diplomatic mission. Beat by beat, the opening scene of Skeleton Crew reveals that this show is going to do its damnedest to harken back to the original Star Wars beats and try to recapture the magic, which is...
Bro, you can't recapture the magic if you're just ripping it off, alright? The magic is gone. If you want the... Well, I mean, from right now, if you want the magic, you gotta go back and... You just go back and watch A New Hope if you want that fucking magic again, for God's sakes. Oh my god, it's fucking people like Doomcock are the fucking reason why the prequels took such a long ass time to actually get seen as fucking good films. Cause motherfuckers like Doomcock and Hello Greedo are just such rigid OT purists that they can't accept anything else, even though the OT was just was frankly a small portion of the overall Star Wars saga. If you take into account not just the prequel films, but every other fucking movie, video game, fucking comic, just book, everything. It's just like, oh my god, it's like, bruh, oh my god, rigid OT purists piss me off so much, man. And look, I'm not trying to knock the OT. I'm just knocking the OT's fanboys who demand everything just fit in this super rigid mold.
It's a tacit admission that Disney realizes that they've lost the magic, and that in and of itself is a step forward, my friends. After all, the first step to recovery is admitting you have a problem. The key question for this series, at least...
Well, first of all, Disney haven't admitted any fucking problems at all in any fucking interview I've seen. It's like they just keep doubling down on all the fucking mistakes they made. So oh shit, they've driven off all the fucking fans that they had prior. They're not bringing in new fans. So what's the next course of action? Oh, just appeal to the old fans you drib off with just blatant ass nostalgia bait. That's it. That's all they fucking got. It's why it's just like, Disney can't fucking create anymore.
For me is this show any fun? Because Star Wars has suffered from a deficit of fun ever since Disney bought it. In this review, that's what I'm going to try to analyze. That is going to be my focus.
You're already fighting an uphill battle, Doomcock, because there is no fun to be found in literally any of Disney Star Wars. Literally none. Not even like the fucking Cal Kestis games. Literally none.
So anyway, they open the vault, it's empty, and the masked captain is in trouble with his crew. Cut to a kid playing with Star Wars action figures, or more properly, Jedi and Sith action figures. This is basically trying to be very meta and project modern kids watching Star Wars into being kids living inside Star Wars. Or at least the adults who remember Star Wars projecting their childhood self.
This shit just fails on so many goddamn levels. It's like, no fucking person in Star Wars would be fucking playing with goddamn action figures based on people who are real to them. It'd be like in the real world, like, fucking, you got like some little kid smashing together a Ben Affleck action figure with a fucking Jennifer Garner action figure and just going like this, you know? It's just fucking stupid. Like, what, like, oh my god, it's so dumb.
Into this series because, of course, modern kids don't play with toys like we did and mostly don't watch Star Wars anymore. And even so...
Yeah, exactly. So trying to make this a fucking kids show and having the damn kids acting like this is just gonna fall flat on its face. You know, I've said this in a few of my videos and I'll say it again. Most kids would rather play on their goddamn gaming consoles than watch fucking Star Wars. Kids nowadays just have so many fucking more options that just look more appealing to them than Star Wars at this point. And that's not just because Disney ruined the damn quality. It's literally just because Star Wars just has more competition now. It's like kids, like if the kids nowadays, they're more likely to see something Star Wars as like their dad's or their granddad's generation than their own. That's right. And that's certainly not helped by the fact that Disney just keeps trying to appeal to these rigid OT purists who just want the OT and nothing else. Now they're trying to fucking pander the prequel fucking fans, and thankfully most prequel fans, you know, aside from Theory, of course, Theory's a moron, are thankfully not buying into this. Oh my god, it pisses me off, man.
It's an interesting approach, trying to basically make a Spielberg 70s movie version of Star Wars meets the Goonies by way of E.T. and Close Encounters. This kid's name is Wim, and he lives in Steven Spielberg's neighborhood with a hammerhead neighbor walking its pet.
Again, this shit just should not fucking be in there, but I've said this in other fucking videos. This shit is just too fucking Earth-like, and this was just a terrible idea. I mean, look at that. That's a goddamn car right there. Those are fucking street lights. Why, like, look, Star Wars just should not be super Earth-like, is what I'm saying. This is just fucking immersion breaking. God damn.
The nostalgia is strong with this one. The main problem stylistically
No, it's not it's not fucking nostalgia you're feeling. It's just the fact that Disney is shoving member berries down your throat. Don't fucking buy into it, because that's how they fucking get you.
Spielberg's childhood movies were colorful and bright, but all the scenes here are dark or washed out. Why the hell does every modern TV show look like shit? It's a weird modern look that just doesn't...
I mean, this looks like shit too.
...does not work for me. I'm so tired of it. Color was invented back in the 30s. Use it, for God's sake. Anyway, Wim meets the elephant boy and his classmate. They have a mock lightsaber duel just like we used to have. And then things start to go...
This holiday season, you have to shop 4 at Kohl's for your gifting needs at any price point. Shops 4 at Kohl's and earn double the rewards.
Wrong. While he and his friends are riding the school bus, a much cooler girl named Fern zips by on a speeder bike of some sort, with what I think is another girl in a sidecar, wearing Geordie LaForge's visor and Andy Warhol's haircut. And so yeah, once again, yawn, this is gonna be a show where the girls are cooler and smarter than the boys.
Yep,
this is Disney's obsession for some reason. God forbid we should have boys that are smart and cool too. A female government official, Undersecretary...
At least he's based in that regard, so at least there's that. I'll give Doomcock points for recognizing that. Anyway, this bitch...
...something or other, who also happens to be Fern's mom, comes to class and tells the kids about their upcoming career day assessment, where basically you take a test and get locked into this career path for the rest of your life based on the results.
Yeah, they're communists.
Girl bosses, check. Totalitarian underpinnings on your seemingly Spielbergian planet, check. Is this shit Star Wars? Not really.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is! You just recognized 2 telltale signs of it being shit Star Wars, and yet you're excusing it because it reminds you of your fucking childhood! You Disney shell!
Are muted because there's an underlying coldness here.
No, it's muted because it's white. The whole damn school is white. That's why it's muted. It's just white.
Virility that justifies the harsher lighting. So far, I'm not hating it overall, although I am hating the girl boss bullshit. But all that said,
yes, Doomcock. Yes, hate it. Hate that. Hate everything else. Give in to your fucking hate and join us in hating Disney Star Wars. Give in to your fucking hate.
I'm not having a lot of fun either, and fun.
Good. Don't have fun with Disney Star Wars. Keep not enjoying it. Continue to not enjoy it so that you may join us in actually reclaiming Star Wars. You have to fucking turn against your fucking sugar daddy Favreau and join us in hating this shit.
It's the thing that Star Wars needs. In short, Wim, who hasn't studied for the assessment test, stays up late, oversleeps for the test, misses the bus, and tries to ride a speeder bike of his own on a shortcut, but since he's not as cool as Fern, he screws it up, gets thrown off the bike, tumbles into a little valley, and finds a buried spaceship. He mentions it to his dad, who is called into school because Wim missed the exam. Fern overhears Wim talking about this find, and then she goes and finds the ship herself with Warhol LaForge, aka Katie, and starts digging it up. Cause she's faster and smarter than Wim, of course, and she claims the find for her own. Fern outsmarts the boys over and over again, pranks them, then cons them into doing all the digging grunt work, and this might have been charming, the clever girl getting the better of bungling boys, if girls being better than boys hadn't been the dominant theme of the past 10 years at least, and as it is, I am not tickled by it.
Again, he's being based here, so no complaints.
I'm pissed off by it. A lot.
Continue to be pissed off!
Point, although the external trappings of fun are there, at least potentially, I'm not really having much fun with this episode.
Yes,
it seems more good-natured than the vast majority of Disney Star Wars, excluding The Mandalorian, which is superior to this.
No! You just had to shill for Mando in this video. Of course he fucking had to.
But is it a rollicking fun adventure?
No.
So far, not really.
Good.
There's an attempt at fun, but that attempt is hampered by poor visuals, dull colors, and Fern being a bit bastisty MRE.
And it's hampered because it's fucking Disney.
At the explicit expense of the boys, which is seriously annoying at this point. I'm so sick of this bullshit girl power trope. Whenever I see it now, it's a deal breaker for me. Anyway, true to the girl power thing, while the boys tag along, Katie finds a way into the ship, because she's so smart, bangs on something to get it to activate, and it takes off while Wim's dad is searching in the dark forest for him, and they're off on their adventure. So far it's slow.
So much for the badass
doesn't feel like Star
Dad.
Wars. Looks like crap. Got the same boring girl power bullshit that every other Star Wars thing has under Disney.
What the
but at
fuck
least
is going on?
It has a plot.
What the fuck is going on with your goddamn fucking...
that more or less makes sense, which
Why
puts
is
it
there
way
smoke
above
going
Obi-Wan,
off?
Acolyte, and Book of Boba Fett. On to episode 2. We open with a Goonies moment as the kids are screaming as they hurtle through the cosmos. Kind of like Ren and Stimpy in Space Mad.
Ren and Stimpy? What the fuck? What the fuck about this scene screams Ren and Stimpy? Ah! There's another one we can add to the list. Ren and Stimpy. That's like what? The 20th thing that this show reminds people of now?
This is an amusing moment, good-natured, fun.
No.
Then the ship's droid shows up, asking where's the captain in a kind of piratey accent. And of course, little Miss Fern declares herself immediately to be
Look at me.
captain,
I am the
claiming she
captain.
killed the other captain, so Once again, the same old Slay Queen bullshit, even with kids.
Yeah.
This is Disney's default go-to every single time, and all the tread is worn off that damn tire. Enough with this crap, Disney. It's so obvious. You're just embarrassing yourself now. So Captain Mary Sue asked the droid to fly them back home to Aten, their home. But the droid doesn't know where that is. In fact, no one throughout the show knows where it is. Everyone throughout the show seems to think it's mythical. So there's a mystery here, I suppose. Hey, listen, it may not be blowing air up the old proverbial Marilyn Monroe skirt, but at least it has a plot and actors that can act a lot more authentically than most of the adult actors in Disney Star Wars.
No, the actors suck in this show. Oh my God.
The kids, thankfully, seem like kids, and their performances are not a problem. Nor is the script, really, except for the cliched, outdated, and at this point pathetic girl boss stuff. Meanwhile, back on Aten, droids are searching for the source of a big seismic disturbance, which was the ship taking off, which Wynn's dad saw, and he promptly reports to the searching droids. They inform him no ships are allowed to enter or leave, that breaching the barrier is a serious, but they get interrupted whenever they're about to give away too much of the mystery of why no one knows about the planet. So, yeah. Anyway, back on the ship, we get another Spielbergian moment ripped right out of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
There's another fucking thing, Raiders. Oh my God. Look, I get that Spielberg and Lucas are best buddies, but they doesn't mean that that both of their fucking properties have to rip each other off. Why can't, again, I've said this in other videos, and I'll ask it again, why can't Star Wars just feel like Star Wars, damn it?
When Marion was stumbling from dead body to dead body in the Well of Souls till Indy grabs her, only in this case Marion is the elephant boy. Dig? Holy crap, these guys are really tugging on the nostalgia strings here, hard. It's kind of annoying, but again, also an admission that the past of Lucasfilm is far superior to current Lucasfilm, since if they're recreating moments from old movies, well, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, right?
No, yeah, except their imitations are piss poor, and they look fucking desperate when they make these imitations.
They head to a base for repairs, where you'll rest well in a soft bed or a shallow grave, according to the droid. Very nice line. And again, wow, glimmers of fun are bursting out here and there. A major step forward for the damaged Star Wars franchise, even though once again, this seems more like a random kid's adventure than Star Wars, despite the member berries. At one point, Katie, or as I call her, Warhol LaForge, looks around the station and says, "Look, aliens!" Which is, wow. That's a pretty dumb line. I mean, aliens, really? What the hell is Hammerhead, an elephant boy, and a number of other strange critters in her school? Maybe she should have said new aliens or undiscovered aliens or something. But I digress. It's jarring, I'll just leave it at that. But notice how every scene is dark, and everybody in it, except our kid characters, is dressed in black and brown and dark colors. See,
the kids are dressed in dark colors too. They're pretty damn muted, if I may say so.
Visually is what we call not fun. This visually is boring, drab, and suck. I swear the fun in the show is getting buried beneath all the dismal art direction, set design, and lighting, or lack thereof. Anyway, the kids start getting in trouble. A weird spiky girl asks them where they're from. When they say Aten, the woman replies incredulously, "The lost planet of eternal treasure?" So some action breaks out. Wim and Elephant Boy are running away. Fern steps in to save them, but loses her gun. Their pirate droid shows up, says, "Do not touch my captain." Kicks some ass before getting blasted from behind. Bada bing, bada boom. They all wind up in a vast dark cell, aside from the droid who's in a lab. But in the back of their cell is a mysterious Force user who uses the Force to grab the cell key from its hook outside the bars. Wim says, "Are you a Jedi?" And he says, "Shh, can you keep a secret?" Which leads us to episode 3, when everything changes. In episode 3, thanks largely to Jude Law's character Jod, Skeleton Crew finally clicks into gear and actually becomes entertaining.
No, it doesn't. No, it fucking doesn't. If I thought episode 2 was worse than episode 1, so that's when a lot more of the flaws were fucking apparent in the show.
Moves along briskly, and what do you know? The interactions between John and the kids becomes genuinely fun. The plot is very simple. Using what appears to be the Force, John and the kids escape the base, get on their ship, and despite some trouble with a particularly strong fuel tether, they manage to jump to hyperspace, causing a lot of damage to the station behind them. The pirates, John's old crew as it turns out, for he was the masked pirate from the opening, surprise, surprise, not. Those pirates vow revenge. The kids want to go back home to Aten. John, like everyone, is intrigued by this mystery planet, which is rumored to have riches. He visits an old frenemy who looks like a space owl of some kind. They use her charts and computers to analyze potential locations, but when John realizes the owl has tipped off the New Republic that he's there, he steals a potential lead to the location from her and runs back to the ship with the kids in tow. They shoot their way out off of this moon, pursued by X-Wings in a pretty good action sequence, and they manage to escape. But the real story here...
There's no way that fucking ship can fucking match fucking 2 X-Wings, because that ship looks like a fucking Hammerhead ship from the old Republic era. And those ships and ships similar to that model were not designed for combat in mind. No, they are just fucking transport ships or whatever.
is how much Jude Law brings to the table in this episode.
Bro, what the fuck is going on with your smoke machine?
The first Star Wars episode in a very long time when I've had anything resembling fun.
It's
John's
not
interactions
fun.
with kids are amusing
Boring.
and a bit endearing.
No,
John
it
is a
isn't.
con man and a scoundrel. He has powers, but what is the source of those powers? We don't know. He's a very amusing...
What? Oh, let me think. Is it maybe, I don't know, the Force? Because that's the only fucking thing it could be. If it's magnets, like what they're teasing, that's going to be a really huge ass pull. And it's like, oh my god. If it better fucking not be magnets, because if it is, that's going to open up so many goddamn holes.
Character, a charming rogue in the classic tradition. I really like the owl character as well. I thought the action set pieces were clever and engaging.
What, you want a fucking toy of them or something?
Episode 3 was a lot of fun for me, and no one was more surprised than I that this was the case. But I want to make one thing clear right here and right now.
Really?
The only reason that it was fun was because I was able to stop thinking about this in terms of it being Star Wars.
In other words, just turn your brain off and then you can enjoy it. It's like, no! Fuck that line of thinking! I am not going to turn my brain off just to consume some communist plus slop! I refuse to just turn my brain off and just accept what's put in front of me. Look, that's not suspension of disbelief. Suspension of disbelief is just asking me to believe, hey, we want you to believe that there are aliens in this show. That there are people who are connected to this mystical energy and that gives them like telekinesis powers. There are swords that are lasers. That's what suspension of disbelief is. When you start breaking those rules and or just putting really stupid shit in this show, and just rewriting lore, I refuse to suspend my disbelief over that. Suspension of disbelief it can be given, but can also be taken away. And I have taken it away from Disney Star Wars. Disney Star Wars does not deserve suspension of disbelief.
That is almost certainly why I was able to enjoy episode 3. This is, in my mind, a children's fantasy adventure like Treasure Island in space. Almost like a made-up story, where kids are kind of incorporating a few Star Wars elements into it, but it's really not Star Wars at all. There are Star Wars elements in the background, but it just does not feel like Star Wars. At least the first 2 episodes didn't. The third one, at least, had that sense of fun that Star Wars used to have.
No.
Not as much, but still, this is the first glimmer of fun I've seen in Star Wars in ages. While I really didn't enjoy episodes 1 and 2 much for the reasons I listed, episode 3 is a whole different beast thanks to Jude Law's star power and ability to elevate the proceedings.
Bro, do you just have like a fucking man crush on Jude Law or something? Why are you simping for him?
All in all, miracle of miracles, I'm actually looking forward to episode 4. It's not Star Wars, really, and the show is not stating Star Wars, not after all the damage has been done. But Skeleton Crew is both a step in the right direction and a sidestep, avoiding the problems with Star Wars by not really trying to be Star Wars at all. And ironically, that may be the best Star Wars can be right now.
Oh my god! This fucking excuse of... It doesn't feel like Star Wars, even though it's called Star Wars, and that's a good thing. Shove that excuse up your ass!
From the center of the earth, this is Victor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry.
I will stay. And you know, why aren't you angry anymore, Doomcock? Why aren't you continuously angry at fucking Disney Stars? This is just more of their fucking bullshit. And I checked his comment section ahead of time. No, like practically no one agrees with him down here. Look at all these, like, go to this fucking video and see it for yourself. No one's buying him anymore. Oh my god, this sucked. Why doesn't this have more fucking dislikes? Holy hell. Ugh. God, it's like, he is controlled opposition. That is who Doomcock is. It pisses me off, man. It's just like, oh my god. He is just drinking that fucking Kool-Aid, sucking Favreau's cock off. Well, if you guys enjoyed this episode, please give it a thumbs up, comment below what you thought of the video, subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you guys next time in the backseat. Take care.